Hey, it's Weekly Talks again, and today we're gonna talk about taking a break. So, you know, we've began already, and we've talked about different things like the channel, why begin, and so on. And now let's say that you're on achieved whatever you wanted, you've changed your life, you've expanded your comfort zone, and now it's time to take a break because once you start something and you're committed to it, you're focused, getting out of that focus zone is also really useful because when you're focused and you do something really committed without anything else, obviously something will change, life changes, and getting out of that helps you see the changes that life does every day and then adapt to that. So taking a break is really important for everybody. It's different for everybody. Although people mistake taking a break and escaping. So the difference is huge, but it's really hard to admit, even though, we as people know deep down whenever we do something that's productive or not. And sometimes we like to lie to ourselves. I've done it, everybody does it, like, something more basic. Everybody, when they were a child, they study, and then you think to yourself, okay, I've studied so much, let me go play a video game, right? And then you play one game, a second game, and then you play more time, you play video games than actually study. That's escaping, and that's you running from your own responsibility, right? And that's why it's really important to know taking a break isn't you saying no to growing and doing whatever you do. Taking a break is you saying life is much more than just one thing, and this may be really important to me, and I'm not giving up on it, right? Whatever you're doing. But for this minute or two, I'm stepping back to see what life has even more to offer, because at the end, the whole point is to grow. And a lot of people think that they need to be over focused doing something to grow, but in reality, growing also means being kind to yourself, taking care of yourself, and allowing yourself to take a break. That's why, remember, of course, it's my opinion. You can feel free to comment down in the comment section. It's really important to know what is a break for you personally. And, because it's so different for everybody. Um, but if you take a break and that makes you um, unfocused for a few days, then it's not a break. If you take a break and you feel like you want to focus back, that's a break. And usually how it would work is you work. It can be anything. On this channel we talk more about, deeply within. So it would be maybe you meditate or watch this video, right? 10-20 minutes, and then you take like 5-minute break. The break would be something like thinking about, okay, this guy, here on YouTube said this and that and this. What do I think, right? Just literally you laying on your back, looking at the ceiling, daydreaming, and reflecting. That is a break. But if you, let's say, as an example, you click off the video and you go and play a video game for 30 minutes, and then you go back on the video for like 1 minute and you're like, nah, right? But at the same time, you're thinking, I want to work on what this dude said, but nah, I'm just like, I prefer to play video games. That's escapism. And that's you shifting your focus towards something that won't bring you anything long term. And, I'm giving video games is the most common one because it creates false objectives for a person to feel like they're achieving something, but in reality, you aren't. And of course, that doesn't mean it's not well spent time or it's not a break, because they're beautiful games with beautiful stories, and that's a different story. That's you experiencing an artistic vision. But if you play it for, I don't know, like an online game just for the sake of a rank that doesn't give you anything or so on, well, it's just waste of time. Instead of you doing something you genuinely love. It can be anything, it depends on you, right? But achieving something that doesn't give you anything even materialistic, right? It's just a waste of time. And on this channel we talk more about unmaterialistic stuff deeply, and you don't even get that by it can be anything, not only video games you know but at the end of the day, do as you wish. It's your life. I'm just here to guide you to the best I can. And to be honest, my first video was about that. That honesty will always be the anchor of this channel. And that doesn't mean you need to listen. As I always say, and I always stand by it, take what you want and feel free to comment down whatever you feel like. Because your opinion also matters to me. And yeah, this will be probably a shorter video because at the end of the day, you know, taking a break is something that is even instinctive. You just feel it. You don't even need to think about it. But I feel like it can feel like a nice, you know, breath air, a refreshing air for you to think about, like, okay, how do I actually take a break? And it's just by doing stuff that bring you peace and clarity. And it helps you be in a meditative state. It can be laying, drawing, watching, playing a video game, but make sure that it makes you reflect and think deeply within, because if it makes you overthink, which is the opposite of thinking about shallow stuff that don't really affect your life, then that's not taking a break. It can be escapism, or you just overthinking and putting things on yourself, but that's not why we're here. We're here to learn through ourselves within how to actually take a break and say, hey, I am the player, but I deserve to sit back and think about how do I feel, what are really my real stats, not the ones I wanted them to be, and how do I deal after that? How do I improve that stats, right? How do I improve my HP, mana, in video game terms and so on. But yeah, this will be the video today. Thank you so much for your time. That means the world to me. And also, not only opinions, if you also have suggestions for the channel, I'm more than open down in the comment section. And if you like what I do, please leave a like, a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.